If you are a single mom right now and you are struggling paycheck to paycheck, or you're not even making it paycheck to paycheck, and you want to know how you can add $20, $75, and $100 payments to you without doing a whole lot and without taking a lot of time from your children and from your full-time work, you'll want to hear this, because this is something that I did to help me when I had small children and I was a single divorced mom. So check it out. Hey, my friend, real talk for single and single divorced mothers of young children. When, of course, I'm preaching to the choir, but when you are single, that means single income, right? And you're singly doing things, the majority of things by yourself. Yes, your husband, ex-husband, or the children's father may get the kids every now and then or every other weekend, but the bulk of the work is on you. So you're taking them to school and buying their food and their clothing and preparing their food, and you're doing all that in addition to working, and you may even be going to school. So there's a lot of compounding issues that come with being a single mother. And one of the biggest impacts that I have found, real talk, was money. I remember when I went to I had to go to counseling. That was a requirement that if you file for divorce, because I filed for divorce, the person who files, they have to go through all of these hoops, which is no problem. But I ended up going to a finance class, and I shouldn't have believed it, but the guy said that the hardest thing will be for me, it'll take 5 to 10 years for me to recover. And I thought that is a long time to recover. And my children were small at that time. And so what I decided to do, I didn't have enough hours in the day. I went and got a part-time job. It was third shift on Friday and Saturday nights. So I got a quick 16 hours in over the weekend, but I would go in about 10, leave at 7 in the morning, 10 p.m., 7 in the morning. And I don't remember how much it was, but I think that was a good 150, maybe $200 a week. That wasn't enough, but it got me going, right? And I picked third shift because my mom, their grandma, had always, been supportive, was going to continue to be supportive, but I just didn't want to leave that burden. And not that grandchildren are burdens, it's just I didn't want to do it, right? So this is the burden, and these are the issues and concerns that single moms have of young children, right? And then you have this money issue, and you're trying to figure out, how am I going to solve this? There's not enough hours in the day, and even if it was, you don't want to be working 24 hours a day or even 16 hours a day. So I did that for, I think 6 months, and then I got an idea. So there's two things that I want to help you with. I got an idea, and I wrote it down on paper while I was working, because I was working third shift in a children's home. So the kids were asleep, right? So I had to go and check on them every hour to make sure that they were asleep, they weren't up in their rooms doing things. So I had some free time, so I wrote down a plan, and that's how I started consulting. Things that I already knew how to do in the education industry, and I wrote down a plan. That's the first thing I did. And then I started looking for people who would fund that plan. And I ended up partnering with some educators to help me deliver these services. So right out the gate, that brought in about an extra $2,000, $2,500 in per month. It took me about 4 months to land my first gig, but it was worth it. So my first suggestion for you single moms is, if there's something that you already know how to do, turn that into a product. You can consult, you can speak, and right now digital products are really prevalent. So if you can create your own digital booklet and get you a web page and come on social media and share your story and point people to the link where they can go and buy your expertise, things that you know about, I suggest that you do that. The reason why I suggest that is now what happens is you have videos, you have articles that you've taken time to put out, and it doesn't take you a lot to do, but you have this information out working for you, and it's up 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So now you're at work with that income stream, and then you have the opportunity for another income stream. And I can't tell you when, but I know you'll eventually make a sale. And when you get that, you're probably going to be at work like I was, and you get your first sale, and that's going to be so encouraging to you. So I encourage you to create your own product, create your own service, start consulting, teaching, whatever it is that you know. Okay? The second thing is, way back in December 2007, it was on a very, very part-time basis. Right now, I still work full-time, okay? More serious about it. But back then, I'm in survival mode. So I learned about affiliate marketing. I learned about referral marketing. I learned that companies will pay you a fee, a commission, to refer their products. So I started with ClickBank products. And ClickBank is this big marketplace of companies who put their description and pictures of their products, and you get the opportunity to go through this extensive library of products to see which one you want to promote. And then you pick it, and then you'll know, oh, they're paying 50%, they're paying 80%, they're paying 10%. So I started, doing that. And then I got a hold of what we now call things that are digital marketing. I purchased a $5 ebook library. It had about 5 ebooks in there. And I learned from them. One was called Don't Be a Victim, and the other one was called Stacked Income. And Don't Be a Victim, just to let you know, Don't Be a Victim was about don't get, taken advantage of online when people are promising things that are really too good to be true, like no work, no skills, no nothing. And I learned from it. And so I would post videos on what I learned, and I would ask people, hey, if you want to purchase this ebook, it's $5, and you can get 5 ebooks for $5. And if you want to resell this ebook library, you can make $5. And after a couple of weeks, I started getting people who, similar situation, they needed to earn extra money like you do. And they started purchasing, they started posting videos, and the rest is history. And then I went on to find out that there are companies like this bank that I've been telling you about, like this prepaid card service I've been telling you about, where they will pay you to become a customer. And it is akin to when you go into a bank and they're like, hey, we're going to give you $100 if you create a checking account with us. All right. It's the same concept. So I learned that even though there was the $5 ebook library where I'm, reselling and telling people about it, people could buy there, I also found that there were some, I think it's called paid to do, but if you do a particular action, a company will pay you. If you become a customer, a company will pay you, right? So 2 things that I would suggest for you, single mothers with small children, is you've got to find more, you got to leverage your gift, talent, skills, and abilities, something that turn that into a product. If you don't think that you have time with that, you can start immediately with affiliate or referral marketing. Some companies, you have to buy the product to resell it. Some, you don't even have to buy the product. You can just start reselling. You can start informing people. I would suggest 1 or 2 or both of these things so that you can begin to have income coming in. And the reason for this one as well, you have this information that you're telling people about this product or service while you're at work, while you're with your children. And like I said again, I can't tell you when you will make your first payment, but I know that you will, and you're going to be so amazed. One more thing that I'm going to tell you about how you can get a $100 cash bonus, okay? How you can get $20 cash bonuses, how you can get $75 cash bonuses, and it is real. It's a real thing. I ended up, purchasing more. Like I purchased a $150 digital library. Then I purchased my biggest purchase. It was $1,000, and I'm not telling you to start here. It's just a progression that you go through, because you get the opportunity over here to create your own income. It's not like your job, oh, you have a review, oh, we're only going to give you a 3%, or we're only going to give you a cost of living adjustment. Over in this world, in this industry, you get the opportunity to create however much you want to create, okay? So, I purchased this digital product, learning how to get traffic and to my website. It was like $1,100, and the commission that you get was $1,000. The company keeps 11, you get 1,000. And at this time, I had never heard of that. I had never heard of that type of pay plan. The company keeps 100, I get 1,000. But as you look at it, when the company has a lot of affiliates, in a month they can have 1,000 or more affiliates selling products, and they get 100 times 1,000. So it's a pretty good deal. But I was at work, still in my struggle mode, not fully out of my financial crunch, and I get an email that says, woohoo, you just earned $1,000. And I thought, oh my God. And at that point in time, I had never earned that much in one day. All right. So this is why I'm telling you about this. This can ease your financial situation. This can be a part of your money solution, that you need money to help yourself and to raise your children. Yes and yes. So there is a bank that will pay you $25 to create an account, checking account, and the bank will pay you $75 every time you refer someone. Okay? Right now they're running a $100 cash bonus. Every time you refer someone, $100 will land in your account. All right? So the hardest thing about this is actually trusting me that this works. I've done it. I've done it. Let me show you my card. I've done it. I'm a customer. What the requirements are is you have to be a new customer. Okay, there's one. You have to be a new customer. And when you create your account, you do have to add $50 of your own money. But it's your money. You're just putting it in a different account. So you're creating this account so that you can get $25. You're creating this account so that you can refer other people and they can get $25 and you can get $75. And during this time, you can get $100. Does that make sense? So this is my card. No, that's the wrong one. This is my Sofi card. Okay? I'm a member. All right? And it benefits me just as it benefits you. Okay? Because you create an account, you get 25, I'll get 100 if you do it today. Any other day, you do 25, you'll get 25, I'll get 75. They do have a cap, so I can only earn up to $10,000. I'm not there yet. So that's why I keep talking about it, right? But people are coming in. All right? So you have to be a new customer. You have to add $50 with your debit card, and they'll land $25 in your account, and then you start telling other people, and they will land cash bonuses, $75, or if they're doing the special right now, $100 to your account. Next is Netspend. This is my prepaid debit card. How does Netspend work? Netspend is not like creating a checking account, but you are getting a prepaid debit card. And the prepaid debit card says you request it, we'll mail it to you. You go to the store, activate it. You do have to add $40. There's going to be like a $4 load fee. So you're going to give the cashier $45 because you have to load $40, and they're going to land $20 in your account. And then when you refer new people, they do the same thing. They're going to get 20, you're going to get 20. So regularly, if you do both of these together, that's $95 per person or $120 per person, right? So I think the biggest issue outside of that is if you're a new customer for both of those, you qualify. You do have to follow the steps. Your information for the checking account needs to match up, but for the prepaid card, nothing needs to match up. You need to give them an address. You get that card, you add 40, you're going to get 20. And every time you refer people, you get 20. So there's not as much information that you have to give on the prepaid card. But the checking account, I mean, just imagine creating, this is my mindset. All I have to do is create a checking account. I'll get $25. I refer this checking account to other people and I can get $75. Cash bonus. So I was talking to ChatGPT, you know how we do, talking to AI, typing it up. And it said that people may be leery because they have to create a checking account. So I'm not wanting to talk to anyone who's leery. I don't want you to be leery. It's a real bank and it's a real opportunity for you to get a $25 cash bonus and a $75 cash bonus. It's an excellent way for you to learn some skills because you're going to start with family and friends. Text them, hey, I found a way where you create a checking account, you get $25 and $75. You want to know more? Boom. If they don't, that's okay. Because your mindset right now is, I have to provide for my children. So you have to do what you have to do, right? In a decent and orderly fashion. And this matches up with that. So these are the things that I had to learn how to do when I was raising my small children, and getting those payments in, whether they were $5 payments, $1,000 payments, $50 payments, it was really a blessing for me. All right. So in the video description, you're going to see the Sofi link and you're going to see the Netspend link. This is something that you're wanting to do. Click those links, start. Comment below. Let me know I'm in. Can you give me more info? You know, all the info is on that page because it's the company telling you, hey, this is what's going to happen. But I went through the same process. Which is why I'm telling you. And how do I benefit? When you do Sofi, you'll get 25. Like I said, right now I'll get 100. If not, later on I'll get 75. Same thing with Netspend. You add 40, you get 20, I get 20. And then the same thing will happen for you. Yes and yes. So this is a concern of mine for single moms. I know what it's like to be single and raising children and money being tight. It's a terrible feeling, but you don't have to stress out about it. And this is something easy for you to add. Now, it does have to be something that you want to do, and you do have to find the time to do it. But if you are open to just whipping out your phone like I have, getting on, telling your story, you don't have to tell all your business, and then uploading that to your channel and then put your links in the video description, that's all you need to do. You see, I'm in my car. I'm getting ready to go to work. Right? Right. Okay. So click the links in the video descriptions. Many blessings.